I'm Amber Spradlin, owner of Spradlin Bodyworks for Injury Recovery. Now that you have the first 4 steps of full breathing, we're going to take it a step farther and discover some more things that we can do with our breath. So the basic is into our belly, into our low back, into our chest, and into our upper back. That's the 4 count. And when we exhale, we just reverse that. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's what we learned in the last video. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about what we can do with this breath, how we can make it really work for us. The first thing is the inhale. When we inhale into the belly and the low back, we're not just inhaling in order to get breath. You can also use it as an assessment tool. So one of the things that you will probably experience when you're first doing this is that you feel a little bit of restriction. Maybe some of your abdominal muscles are really tightened down. Maybe your low back hurts and you're not able to expand into that. Maybe in your upper chest or in your upper back you feel a rib that's really restricting you, kind of poking you as you do that breath. This is all very important information, and information that you should pay attention to. When you pay attention to this and get it taken care of, either by your acupuncturist, your massage therapist, your chiropractor, or your MD, whoever you go to for resolution of these types of things, you're bettering your health in the long run, because when these types of restrictions hang out in the body for too long, they start to cause bigger and bigger injury, and we don't want that to happen. So that's one of the uses of the inhale. The exhale can be used in much the same way. You may not feel very much restriction when you're inhaling. It may feel very easy and fluid, but when you're exhaling, you notice that maybe down in your low ribs there's something restricted. You're not able to contract the muscle very well in order to really contract and push the breath out of your body. This is very good information to have again. So let's practice. Let's do the 4 count breath again, and this time I want you to really take stock of what's going on in your body. So, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, if you did notice any restriction, please write that down. It's good for you to notice. You may be able to resolve that with just stretching or your regular exercise routine, or sometimes even with just continued full breathing. The next thing we're going to be talking about is evening out the breath. Now that you kind of know about the restrictions going on in your body, you can either work around them, or if they're bad enough, get them worked on by a professional, and then come back to this. We want to start really practicing breath in a way that's very intentional. So more than just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, we want to start expanding that into larger and larger amounts of time that we're inhaling and exhaling. You may notice already that the 1, 2, 3, 4 count is very difficult for you to maintain. It's hard for you to draw in breath for that amount of time because of restriction or just muscles that are a little bit weak and not used to acting in that way. Likewise with the exhale. Sometimes it's very hard not to just exhale altogether. So we want to make sure that we have control over this. And one of the ways to do that, actually the best and pretty much only way to do that, is to practice. So one of the things I want you to start practicing is simply elongating the amount of time that it takes for you to inhale and to exhale. This will not be a particularly graceful process at first. Don't expect yourself to be a champion breather right out of the gate. You're going to have to practice. So let's practice just keeping the breath even. You don't have to do the 4 count as long as you're breathing into the belly first, and then the chest, and then exhaling from the chest, and then from the belly. Just keep that pattern going, but see what's comfortable for you. If it's not the 4 count, if it's more like a 2, 2, 1, that's fine. We don't want it to be quite that panicked. But really just experiment with what's right for you. So for me, it looks something like so that was roughly an 8 count. And there are many people who are far better breathers than I am, who can do much longer inhales and much longer, more controlled exhales. So this is all about rationing breath. And when you ration breath, you want to make sure that you're staying as relaxed as possible while you do it. Don't let yourself panic. If you feel panicked, just return to normal breathing. Likewise, if you feel like you're hyperventilating, return to normal breathing. There's no need to sort of stress yourself out over breathing techniques. So just practice that for the next few minutes. See what's comfortable for you, and see if, no matter what the count is, if you can just even out the inhale and the exhale so that you're inhaling for the same amount of time that you're exhaling. It's a great practice. Have fun!